Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different because I've been hearing, okay, let's get comfortable here because do this. I have been hearing for about 2 months or so from intuitives who have been talking about this thing called Three Eye Atlas. Now, I don't, I don't follow astrology, so I mean, I'll just put that out here. Astrology confuses the bejeebers out of me. And the only person that I can actually listen to talk astrology, extensively is Hogarth he's out of the UK and he's very, very good. He talks astrology in a basically in layman's terms so that I can actually understand some of it, even though I all these transits and all this other stuff. It just makes my brain explode. Not because I don't want to know about it, it's just because I don't know about it. So, what I've decided to do is I did some research on Three Eye Atlas to actually determine what it is. So I asked two questions, and they wanted to go into AI and all this other crap, and I was just like, no, no, I just want the facts, please. I don't want AI interpretations of it. I want to know what it is. I don't even have an Alexa here at home because even if I say the word Alexa and then suddenly I hear some strange computerized voice, I just want to rip my hair out. So I don't have anything like that. And so I had to do an old fashioned Google search to find out what this is. So what I found out is AI Atlas is of interstellar origins. It says that Three Eye Atlas is third known interstellar object, a visitor from outside our solar system, detected passing through our system, identified as a comet. It's significant because it carries clues about other star systems. Named for its discovery by NASA's Atlas Survey Telescope, and is currently offering scientists a rare chance to study a true outsider to our own solar system or our own solar neighborhood's origins. So, this is something that is from way beyond our solar system, which, when you look at our solar system and you look at how huge it is, it's actually a drop in the bucket compared to the vast universe that's out there. So there's like one of my favorite lines was from Starman, and he says, um, "In all the billions, I'm just paraphrasing here, but all the billions and trillions of stars in our universe and beyond, we would have to think ourselves incredible egotists to think that we're the only planet with intelligent life." And so when I think about this, I think about this concept or this notion of this vast universe and all of these planets and all these star systems and all this, it just seems like it feels like we're very, very insignificant in the vast universe. But in fact, our guides tell us that we're important and we're significant in that essence. So we are here for a reason. Let's just say it that way. We're here for a reason. We have this divine purpose, and we're supposed to fulfill it before we transition to the next realm. And a lot of people think, oh, like heaven and God and a throne and all this other stuff. I don't believe in that. Okay. I believe in God. I believe in that there's a divine origin or they, dis- there was a, there was a description that they used, and I thought it was very, very powerful, even though a lot of religions have adapted it into their doctrines and ideologies. But at any rate, I'm rambling, but you get the idea. So, Three Eye Atlas is this of an interstellar origin. It says it came interstellar origin, and it says it came from another star system, making it fundamentally different from our solar system's objects. So anything that comes from outside of this star system is going to have different component, and it's going to elementally, it's going to be different. So. It's an icy body with a coma, C-O-M-A, gas dust cloud. They put it in parentheses, gas dust cloud, and a tail releasing gas and dust as it nears the sun. Um, the question is, would the sun melt it? I mean, would it be able to melt this object as it comes closer? Because you know that when you put ice to heat, that it will melt. Would the Three Eye Atlas actually melt or lose some of its body density as it gets closer to the sun. Just a thought out. Just throwing a thought out there. This is what I get from reading this. The discovery of it was found by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Last Alert System, or ATLAS, in July of 2025. So it's very, very new. It came out July 2025. They discovered it, or they discovered that it was passing through our system. Hence the name 3 for third, I for interstellar, and Atlas for the discoverer. Okay, 3I Atlas. Okay, that's where the name originated. Unique composition says early observations showed nickel vapor in the gas and high carbon dioxide to water ratio, hinting it as a foreign formation. Okay. Trajectory, it follows a hyperbolic orbit, meaning it is not gravitationally bound to our sun and will leave our solar system. So it will actually just pass through. And astrologers are going completely nuts about this. This is like the coolest thing in the world. And so a lot of intuitives are talking about it. But again, I did not know what it was. I had no idea. It says, why does this matter? And it says, 3I Atlas provides a unique sample of material from another stellar nursery, helping scientists understand planet and comet formation in different parts of galaxy. Notes NASA, Science, and ESA. I'm not sure what ESA is. I think it's like some kind of other organization or something that studies this stuff. So anyway, and then I said, why does this matter? Because I think that this is something that astrologers tend to think that this is it has a very, very profound impact on the trajectory of the astrological calendar and of everything that deals with astrology. So, but I'm more into the science of it. I want to know scientifically why, because I don't understand astrology that well, and I don't understand how that really is going to impact us spiritually. I'm going to throw some cards on that in a bit, but I just don't know. I'm doing this is like a very cold read here on this, but this is what I discovered just by asking Google search a couple of questions. So I said, why does the 3I Atlas matter? And it says 3I Atlas matters because it's a rare, pristine visitor from another star system, offering a unique first-hand look at the building blocks of distant planetary nurseries, helping astronomers test theories about our own solar system's formation, potentially revealing different chemical paths for life, like methanol, and even showing unique physical traits like extreme negative polarization that challenge existing models of comets, making it vital probe into the universal planet building processes. And it says, why is it scientifically significant? And it goes on about the pristine sample, universal chemistry, unexpected molecules. It's releasing unusual amounts of carbon-rich compounds and stuff like that. Unique physical traits. It shows extreme negative polarization, a light scattering property not seen in other comets, suggesting it's from a unique population of objects according to futurism. And it also shows insights into early galaxy. As potentially billions of years older than our system, it offers a glimpse into the chemical makeup of the galaxy where heavy elements were less abundant, according to BBC Sky at Night magazine. And then it says, why is it rare? And it's only the third confirmed interstellar object or visitor ever observed by humans, making it precious chance to study true outsiders, notes the European Space Agency, ESA, European Space Agency. So that answered that question there, what the ESA is, European Space Agency. The observational windows, its trajectory brings it close enough for extensive study by telescopes like Hubble and Webb, and even spacecraft near Mars, notes NASA and WION. In short, 3I Atlas is a cosmic time capsule delivering critical data on and how planets form and evolve beyond our sun, challenging our assumptions about universal chemistry and physics. Okay, there we go. So it's a very significant thing. And the funniest thing is I kept hearing about it, but I had no idea what it was. Now I know what it is. Now I have an idea. Well, I don't know everything about it, but I know just a general overview of what it is. So 3I Atlas is supposed to cross our system, or is in the process of crossing our system in 2026. And numerology, as Hogarth explained, numerology, this is the year number 9 for the numerological calendar. I used to study a little bit of numerology back in the day, but he said it's the year 9, which signifies the endings, or endings, and the endings of a cycle. So a cycle is coming to an end at the end of 2025, and at the start of 2026, we move to number 1, because when you add 2026, you get 2 plus 2 is 4 plus 6 is 10, and then you take the 1 and the 0 and you add that together and you get 1. So it's 1. And that mark signifies the beginning of a new cycle. So with that, you have numerology, you have the 1, and then you have this 3I Atlas coming through, which is a huge learning opportunity for scientists. I mean, we're not talking just spiritual and astrology and stuff like that. We're talking scientists, like the astronomers who are studying this this phenomena that is passing over our system. So it is very, very fascinating. It is a very fascinating thing. So I'm going to pull my cards and I'm going to do a read on 3I Atlas. Let's see what happens. And maybe it will tell me, and I'm hoping it will tell me, what the significance is of 3I Atlas in a spiritual sense. Okay? What is the significance of 3I Atlas in a spiritual sense? Okay, this is a very, very cold read because I have absolutely no idea what the cards are going to tell me. And I'm just going to entrust my guides that they're going to tell me what I need to know about it. So this is for the first time, I'm actually doing a very, very, very cold, I'm ignorant as heck read on this. Okay, I have no idea what I'm going to get. I have no idea what the cards are going to say. I just can only read them and interpret what my guides tell me. So here we go. Oh, shuffling. Okay. Okay, they said this. Okay, so what I got is the King of Pentacles. This is okay. They're telling me it's not about money. It's about knowledge, and it's about understanding about the universe, giving us the tools that we need to understand the vast universe and what is happening within the universe itself. Now, with this knowledge comes the idea that the universe is very vast and that there is absolutely a monumental amount of information to be had, and this is just a small fragment of the information that could become available to humanity through science and discovery. That is what I'm getting. And that is what my guides are telling me. And they are rattling at like 90 miles a minute, and I'm trying to get all this in, and it's very, very difficult. So come on, guys, slow down a little bit because you're really going to make my brain explode. So here we go. And it's crossed with the 5 of Cups. And this is the chaos that is the human race right now. We are in a moment in time in chaos. We are dealing with a lot of stuff. We are dealing with a lot of stuff that we have created for ourselves. Okay? This isn't about the universe creating this problem or creating the problems that we are facing as humanity. This is about the creation of our own problems. And some people call this card, if I remember correctly, some people call this the minor death card. We are coming to this notion of understanding that we have a lot of problems, we have a lot of issues. And if we understand a little bit more about the universe around us, then maybe we would have a better understanding of our own problems and our own situations. The underarching energy is the Ace of Pentacles. This signifies the new beginning. And what came to my mind as I pulled this card was a little squirrel here at the bottom of the card. Here he is. And what this signifies to me is this is Three-Eye Atlas. This is that huge bam coming across the solar system, and this is us. This little tiny squirrel is us. We, the people in the planet Earth, the universe, is saying we are huge, you are small, but you still matter in the grand scheme of things. And this is also about the information that will come to us through the discoveries that are made regarding Three-Eye Atlas. In the immediate past, we have the Page of Swords. And what I get from this is, since it's positioned in the past, the Page of Swords, this is again talking about how small we are in terms of the universe. And the Page of Swords, my guides are saying this is about how we feel before, when we said, when with regard to the quote that I gave about from Starman, that I recited about incredible egotists. This is that egotistical idea. This is that notion that we are so great and we are so vast and we are so important and significant. But in reality, the page is the smallest of the royal cards in the tarot, and it's also about infancy. We are really infants when it comes to the universe. We have a very, very limited understanding of what's really out there and what's really going on in the world, or not in the world, in the universe, in the vast universe. So this is us in infancy. This is us starting to discover what it is, how much we actually really do know. And this is that idea, that notion that we are very, very small in the grand scheme of things. The overarching energy is the Ace of Cups. And the one thing that I notice about this card is the phases of the moon. And this is knowledge overflowing. We are receiving knowledge through every moment as Three-Eye Atlas gets closer and closer to our planet. It's going to give us, through the science, it's going to give us more and more information about uh, the universe beyond our solar system. And it's going to be really fascinating. Whatever it is, that the information that comes out about it, it's going to be very, very fascinating. And it may, astrologically, it may have an impact on the planet and on the people, and it may offer some sort of new beginning for us as a spiritual asset, if you will. But the reality is, we will be getting a lot of information. There will be a lot of stuff coming out and coming to us through the discoveries that will continue with regards to it. In the immediate future, we have the Six of Pentacles, and to me, this is like this is like the masses of information, and people are going to be like, give me, give me the information, give me what information you have about it, because it's really fascinating, it's really interesting. And that's the feel that I get from this card, is that there's going to be like a massive amount of information that's going to come out, and people are going to be just absolutely fascinated by it, and they're going to want to know more about it. And I think that this is going to give and they're going to look for hope with it. Okay, this is why astrologers are focused on it. My guides are telling me this is why the astrologers are focused on it, because we're grasping at this idea that things got to get better, things have got to get better, things have got to improve for the humanity. And maybe the discovery of this will help push that along a little bit, that we will get more and more information about the universe, and then we'll have a better understanding of ourselves as a race of people. Externally, we have the Page of Cups. Again, the page. We are in the infancy. We are learning. Each and every day, we are learning about ourselves and about our lives and about where we are in the grand scheme of things. You notice the only card that we got that was a royal, it was the King of Pentacles. And this was the information. This was about the information. But the page is like, what are we going to do with all that information? Now that we're getting it, now that we're getting information about Three Eye Atlas, and we're getting information about the astrology of it, we're getting information about the physics of it, and the components of it, and this idea that we are not alone in the universe. What are we going to do with this? How is this going to transform us as a race, um, as we discover more and more about it? Internally, we have the Hierophant, and this is like the calm, rational feel that I get from this overall reading is like we have to stay calm about it. We can't freak out about it. I mean, it's just this information is coming, about Three Eye Atlas, about what it is and what we can learn from it. And so we have to just take it and learn that maybe we're not alone in the universe. Maybe there is something more going on than just this idea that we have, that we exist in this patriarchal idea or concept. We have to embrace the idea that maybe we've been told the wrong information all of this time, and now we're learning that that there's something new, that there's something different happening. And I think that this is what this card signifies. We are, although we are in the infancy of our you know of our evolution, we have to take it in a calm way. We have to look at it in a very calm and rational way. Hopes and fears, it's the Wheel of Fortune. It's going to come regardless of what we feel about it or what we think about it. Regardless of what our dogma says, our doctrines say, our churches say, our synagogues say, our temples say, our mosques say, it's going to happen. This is going to come. This information is going to emerge about Three Eye Atlas. It's going to emerge, and we're going to discover that maybe we are much smaller in terms of the universe than we think. This doesn't mean that we're less significant. It just means that the universe is so vast and so huge and so gigantic that that we're going to learn that we are really, in the grand scheme of things, we are not as big and egocentric and what have you as we thought we were. And remember, in history, when people thought their world was flat, I mean, there's still people who think the earth is flat, but that goes without saying. And then we learned that it was round. And I saw a joke once that said, if the world really was flat, then the cats would have knocked off everything on it. So yeah, knocking a cup off a shelf or something. But thing is, we learned that the earth was not flat, that it was round, and that if you start at one point and you go around the world, you'll come back to that point again. We learned that the earth was a spherical shaped object in space. And then we started learning about the planets of the solar system. And then after that, we learned about the universe, and we started seeing the constellations in the sky and stuff like that. And so these things were beyond our solar system. So as we learn all of these things, it just expands. Our knowledge expands, and we become, and it's not just science, but science is a big part of it. But as we learn about the world around us, then then our then our knowledge grows. And then as we learn about the solar system, it grows. And then as we learn about the universe, it grows, and it continues to grow. We continue to become more enlightened by all of the things that are going on and what we're learning. And that's what this Wheel of Fortune is telling me, that it will continue. We will continue to learn. The universe is like numbers. Oh my God, just told me. Like numbers, Yvette, like numbers. You cannot count high enough to get all of the numbers. It's like when you have the alphabet, you have 26 characters in the alphabet, in the English alphabet. In German, you have like four more. You have the umlauts and the essets and stuff like that. But in the English alphabet, you have 26 characters. In the Russian alphabet, Cyrillic alphabet, I think it's like 35 or something like that. And then in Chinese and Japanese, and so all of these languages have a set number of characters in their alphabets. But with numbers, you cannot count high enough. You've got millions, billions, trillions, all the way up, to like one and like 300 zeros or something. I mean, it's just massive. You cannot count high enough, and you cannot count low enough. Like once you get to zero, you go to -1, -2, -3, and all that. So the numbers are kind of like the universe itself, because there is no ending and no beginning. It's like that sign of infinity. That is what this is telling me, that the universe is like the numbers, like counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And the and the three eye atlas is basically proof to us that this is infinite. The universe is an infinite thing. Final outcome is the Four of Pentacles. This is how humanity is going to accept this information. Also, some of the people are going to grasp onto the old notions. Okay, there's going to be a lot of people, especially the rich and powerful, who are like grappling onto their power and their money and all that. Three Eye Atlas is showing people that we are smaller in terms of uh, just size. And the rich and powerful think and believe that they are the most important and significant thing in the world, in the universe, whatever. And they are going to be grabbing onto all of their ill-gotten gains, if you will. They're going to be grasping onto all of these things, and they're going to be asking themselves, will this make me less significant? And what resists persists. And what's going to happen is the people who embrace what Three Eye Atlas represents, they're not going to have any problems with this. They're going to be able to contend with it, and they're going to be able to say, yeah, I'm going to learn from it. This is going to be cool, and this is going to be great. But there are going to be those who do not want to do that. They want to believe that they are the biggest fish in the sea, and that they are the greatest and the best and all this. And that is what's going to hold humanity back, are these people who are going to grasp onto this stuff, and they're going to try and, they're going to say, it's mine, it's mine, 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 mine. And they're not going to be able to deal with the information that's going to come out about Three Eye Atlas. They're not going to be able to, because it's going to be so far beyond what they perceive and what they imagine about the world, that they're just going to grab onto whatever it is they have, and they're going to say, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to look at this. And I don't want to make this political, but when you look at this card, who do you see? You see the oligarchs. And you see them grasping onto their stuff, and they're saying, I do not want to embrace this idea that there is something bigger than me. I do not want to embrace that there is something that is beyond what I have. And these are the people that are truly going to be left behind, because they will not understand that the universe, regardless of what they do, regardless of how hard they hold on to their money and their power and whatever, that essentially they're going to lose it, because people are going to say, we do not buy into this. And this is what's starting. And I think that when you look at what's going on with Three Eye Atlas, and you look at what's going on with humanity, the thing is, even though people are looking to the skies and they're saying, oh, wow, the reality is people are starting to embrace this idea that the universe is so vast and so amazing and so magnificent that they don't need this. They don't need it. They don't need that extra $10 billion. They don't need it. They just need the understanding of community, of connecting, and of magnifying that notion of connectedness to the rest of the world. And so that is, to me, that is what the significance of Three Eye Atlas is. It is about taking these ideas and expounding on them and saying the world is not this huge place, but the huge place is the universe. And it expands far beyond the reaches of our galaxy. It expands far beyond anything that you can imagine. It's like that number, it's like that counting, and you keep counting to infinity. And the universe is infinity. The universe is that sense of infinity. So when something from infinity comes into our consciousness, we're blown away by it. We're like, wow, this is great. Seven of Pentacles, it's a harvest. We are choosing how we harvest this information. We are choosing it. There are those who are choosing this, and there are those who are choosing to harvest it and to learn from it, to experience it. Because sometimes Pentacles does not necessarily mean material gain. Sometimes Pentacles is information, it's knowledge, it's wisdom, it's understanding, it's being able to embrace the things that we are receiving and being able to say, I can handle this. We have the Seven of Wands, another seven. Sevens usually generally, because we also have the was the Seven of Cups in here? No, Seven of Cups wasn't in here. But Seven of Wands. And again, this is like crossing this. To me, this is how I interpret this. This is crossing the there we go. The Seven of Pentacles is the harvest. But the Seven of Wands is like trying to defend. Look at this guy. He's standing at the door and he's trying to defend himself against all of these other people that are coming. And I think that what knowledge tells me is that the people in power are here at the door, and the people here are us, are the people that want the knowledge, they want the wisdom, they want the information. Because what happens is once we become more intelligent, once we become more knowledgeable of the things that are going on around us, then this person doesn't become all that significant anymore. He loses the significance because he is seeing that he's no longer significant. My husband just sneezed. If you heard that, that was him. It wasn't my guides. My guides usually don't sneeze. And they're going, ha, 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 you bet, very funny. But anyway, so this guy is trying to keep that knowledge from hidden. This is why, and I think this is exactly why there are so many people who are trying to keep education, to not let people get educated, because education tends to imply knowledge. And that tends to imply that when somebody is trying to keep you from knowing something, you're going to want to know it anyway. And this is why the e-files become significant. This is why all these political things are becoming significant, because they are trying to hold everyone in ignorance about the things around us. And with Three Eye Atlas, this is like busting wide open because you cannot hide it. Because everybody's talking about it. The astrologers are talking about it. The scientists are talking about it. People are talking about it. Whether you believe in astrology or not, whether you believe in science or not, people are still talking about it. And the more that people talk about it, the more significant it becomes, because it has an impact on how much we know. And when we know more, knowledge is power. And this is why people are trying to keep people in ignorance. This is why people are trying to ban books. This is why people are trying to do all of these things to censure censor people. They want to keep people in ignorance because the more people learn, the more they question. And finally, the emperor. So, does this mean that those in power are going to win out to win the day? No. My guides are telling me Three Eye Atlas is the emperor. It is an object. It is an interstellar object coming into our galaxy. But it is the emperor because it is the one that really has the power. Because it's the one that's going to lead people to question the world, to question the universe, to question all of the things that they had been told throughout their lives. This is going to be the answer. This is going to be what ultimately comes out. So that's what I'm getting about Three Eye Atlas and why I think it's really, really significant. And that's wild. It's really wild. But because I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know what it was. I just kept hearing people talking about it. And I was like, what is this thing? Why is it significant? So that's what I got on it. And I think that's really cool. And I think it's a great way to end the reading. So thank you very much for watching. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing. If you found this interesting, please share it. I think it's an interesting topic to talk about, but I also think that it is like the connect between the science and the astrology, because people sometimes say, "Oh, astrology and astronomy are two different things." Yes, they are indeed. They do focus on the stars and the planets and stuff, but the astronomy is the science. The astrology is the faith. That's what I got. So, take care. Have a great day. And as always, namaste.